Guys, Hari here, doing another video. Uh, it's actually the second time I've recorded this video, or recorded, quote unquote. I actually went through and commentated this entire thing once, only to realize that Traps was actually not running, much to my chagrin. So I'm actually going to do it again because I am that dedicated to this video. Fortunately, I don't feel that I did an amazing job the first time. I thought there would be a lot to analyze with the game of Hag, and it turned out maybe there wasn't as much, or at least I didn't do as much as I thought I would first time, so maybe I'll do a better job this time, or maybe I was right and there's just not a lot to talk about. Anyway, this is a game of single draft again that I played last night, commentating this morning, so unfortunately there's a little delay due to unavoidable circumstances. So it won't be as fresh in my mind, but maybe it will because I just watched the entire game now, so hopefully I can remember what it is I did. This is actually the second game I've recorded. I recorded another game, but it ended up going about 75 minutes, and I felt like that might be a little too long, so if you guys want to leave a little feedback on that, is a 75-minute game too long, or is it not? It would certainly be a marathon for me to commentate, but I might be willing to do it, but I just didn't record it because I don't feel like there was enough to talk about. It wasn't an even game, but it wasn't incredibly exciting, so like I said, probably just a little bit too much. Anyway, onto the game. To pick it up Blood Hunter instead of Voodoo Jester here, we're kind of disappointed about that because we already picked Hag. Or I guess we didn't already pick Hag, but we were picking Hag. I don't think any of our other choices would have been that great. I think Hag really needs to mid, but so does Blood Hunter. I don't think Blood Hunter really needs to get played too much, but he definitely does. If he is getting played, he does need to mid, because he's probably one of the best mids in the game. But Hag is not going to be very good, because Hag's a ganking hero if she doesn't get mid for the levels anyway. So I'm kind of disappointed with Teal's pick. Anyway, so we kind of buy our starting items, just getting some stats items, because again, Hag's kind of squishy. Hag needs mana to blink and do spam her spells, etc. Kind of pointing out that we don't have a courier, which is really unfortunate because we're going to need a bottle in mid, and we're not going to be able to get it sent to ourselves, which is unfortunate. You can also see that I switch the spots my items are in. This just has to do with something I'll talk about once I get back to lane, because we're actually going to go on this torture now. Not really possible to kill him. It's possible if I had Haunt, but I don't think so. You can see there I try to right click on him, but I actually clicked too far. Doesn't really matter because there's no way we're going to be killing him. I had hoped to blink up there and body block, but kind of screwed it up with that. So we just did some damage to him, didn't really cost us much, and we're able to pressure him back. So we're still going to try to pressure this rune. Unfortunately, they have 3 now to our 2. We somehow dodged that Bombardier bomb. Pretty sure it should have hit us, but it didn't. Unfortunately, it means we can't walk across there really now. Torture comes back up with low HP, so again, we're going to run up here and try to DPS him down. There I just waited. I didn't press anything when I blinked up, hoping that my hero would auto-target and attack him, because I wouldn't know where he was, so clicking aimlessly wouldn't help too much. Unfortunately, my hero took forever to auto-target, and then we ended up animation canceling, because we assumed she would have attacked by then. So that was kind of poor. Maybe I should, or in the future I'll know to just guess click. So I'm going to get to talking about my item placement now. You'll see I have the Runes of Blight in the top left-hand corner of my item slot, the health push in the top right-hand corner. The way I set up my items, I go starting from top left, going down, Shift Q, Shift W, Shift E, Shift R are the first 4 slots, and then the bottom center and bottom right are Shift A and Shift S. This is just a way that's comfortable for me. Shift is easier to press. I think the default is Alt. I think a lot of people switch into numbers. I don't really like the numbers because I hotkey my units numbers as an old like StarCraft habit or something. So that's just how I set up mine. So the important thing is that I always put items in spots where I'm going to instinctively know how to use them. Which is to say, if you watch more of my games, you will see that I always am going to put the Runes of Blight in the top left-hand corner, the health potion in the top right. I'll put mana potions in the top center. Yeah, I mean, those pretty much the standard spots because they're the ones I always put items in. I'll get into this a little bit more when I get more items, but basically it's just spots that are easiest to use. I feel like Shift Q and Shift E are probably the 2 easiest spots. And then Shift W is probably the next easiest, followed by Shift R. So I'm going to put items I have to use the most in Shift Q and Shift E. You'll see I'm pointing out, or looking here and seeing that our tree's eye in the bottom rune does not actually show the rune location, which is kind of unfortunate, as we'll get into later. And kind of also looking at heroes' items, you'll see that our tree doesn't actually have any items, which is completely unexplainable given that there's no courier rewards bought. So yeah, we're kind of already maybe getting an idea. of what he's going to be like and whether we should trust his play or not. But anyway, so yeah, those are the two most usable item slots, Shift Q and Shift E for me. This top left and top right. So if I'm going to use if an item needs to be used more often, I'm going to put it there. Anyway, this torture is kind of outlasting us, embarrassingly enough. It just has to do with rustiness. Haven't really played Hag much. So we're going to be aggressive and try to use the fact that he's at lower HP to force him away from the creep waves. We moved back here because we wanted to go get a rune. We look bottom to see if it's bottom, but we can't see it, so we're going to hopefully guess that it's top after, we're going to force the torture back a little bit and then go grab a rune. We don't run through the river because we don't want the torture to see us, but the torture is actually forced back enough that it wouldn't have mattered, so we probably could have just run through the river. The rune is not top, even though it looked like it was not bottom from the tree's eye, but as we pointed out, the tree's eye does not actually show the rune location, which is really unfortunate here, because now the torture is probably going to be able to get this rune, which there's not a lot we can do about. We're just going to run up and nuke down this wave. I guess we're hoping maybe to kill it more quickly so that we could maybe go get the rune, but it's really going to be too late for that because the wave's going to force us back. Here you can see my skill build. The only really relevant things, I mean, yeah, you blink at level 1, I think that's pretty much a must, just so that you're safer. It's not like you're going to be killing a lot of people with Sonar Scream. Maybe Haunt for the slow in a gank, as I pointed out earlier, but I don't think that's really that relevant. I think I'd rather just blink and try to body block. And then obviously Sonar Scream at level 2 and 3, because that's your nuking power. I mean, that's the main source of your damage, etc. So yeah, obviously Sonar Scream is good. The only real, I think, thing worth mentioning is just, I think it's Haunt versus Blink at level 4. I go with Haunt mainly because the ultimate applies the Haunt debuff as well, so having that extra damage on your ultimate plus the ability to slow, I think is just worth not getting your cooldown down a little bit on your Blink. You'll see here I'm just kind of damaging all the creeps and then going in. This is kind of just something you kind of have to get a feel for understanding exactly how much your Sonar Scream is going to do, so that you can do something like that, which is to say know when to Sonar Scream and get a bunch of creep kills. But yeah, so I went with the Haunt instead of the Blink. That's basically all there is to it. Torture's back. He got some sort of rune. When he went and got the rune, we made sure to call to our teammates that there's a torture coming bottom with rune. It's always important to point that out in pub games because how people are going to play is completely different based on whether someone has a rune or not, or hopefully how they're going to play, because this person could be invis, which means they could pop out of nowhere. This person could be hasted, so they get there faster, etc. You see, we've kind of nuked down the last 2 waves of Sonar Scream. I think we want to do this again. The reason is we're just kind of trying to use up all our mana because we don't have a bottle right now, which we would like to have, but we obviously don't because of a courier. So we're kind of just trying to exhaust all our resources real quick, getting as much experience as possible before we have to run back and get a bottle. There's actually a DD rune that spawns top, so we're going to pick this up. We eat a tree real quick because we're anticipating being able to fight Torture. We should be able to kill him with a DD rune with Blink, just because Blink with the DD rune is so powerful. Unfortunately, he goes bottom, check the rune, so we're not going to be able to do that after all. So we're just going to go and continue to farm mid. We're going to try to farm it as quickly as possible because this is a good opportunity for us to go get that bottle, because we were able to kill the wave quickly. I mean, this kind of sucks, to be honest. You should really never want to leave mid lane. The goal is for you to get more experience so you can start ganking as soon as possible, and having to do this is pretty much just terrible. But we really need to get a bottle, so we don't have a ton of choice in the matter. This is really why you just need a courier. Again, support heroes, buy a courier, upgrade to a flying courier. There's really nothing you can do that's as important as this. Especially since our tree didn't actually start with any items. I don't really see why he couldn't have bought a courier. I think I might have already said that once. I can't remember if I said that in the previous video I did, or if I said that in this video once. Sorry about that if I'm repeating myself. Yeah, I did just cast this twice in a row. I mean, that's not an excuse. It's kind of my fault. Anyway, here, so we're going to buy our bottle first. That's our top priority. We see we have enough gold to finish a blood chalice, so we're going to do that next. I'll talk about that in a second. And then you can also see we're at 427, so we're going to sell a few more items just to try to get our boots, because those are important. Somehow our minor totem clicks through the shop, so we're going to pick that up again and resell it. And the other boots we're clicking here, probably just due to rustiness. Maybe due to people forgiving us in the forums earlier for not always buying items with hotkeys. Which we should still be working on, but maybe we're just being lazy this game. I can't remember exactly. Just looking for where the rune was. We can see that the eye does show the bottom rune now. We can also see that Torture is kind of low HP, so we have our ultimate now. No reason not to try to kill him. We throw a Haunt, Sonar Scream, and then we're going to try to dodge his stun. We actually don't move quite far enough. We really thought we should have dodged the stun there, but we didn't get to. So unfortunately that made the situation a little different. We had to use our ultimate. So we're going to wait to blink in here until we use our bottle twice. Unfortunately, that doesn't kill him either, so we have to run in and throw a blind Sonar Scream. Fortunately, Sonar Scream has a pretty wide area, so it should be able to hit him anywhere in that woods within the immediate amount of time he's able to run. And there was no rune bottom, so we're pretty sure there's going to be a rune top, so we're going to go pick that up right now. Or we should pick it up right now, but because I'm greedy, which I'm going to talk about individual weaknesses in a little bit later when I bring something else up, I actually stopped to kill these creeps first. This is just because I love to creep score. I love gold. I really should have just gotten this rune because getting it's more important than those 2 creep kills, which I didn't even manage to get anyway. And maybe one of them would still be left afterwards. They probably would chase me to the rune, maybe, which would have been unfortunate. I guess that's a fair point, but still, I probably should just gone and grabbed the rune. You never know what it's going to be or how important it's going to be. Now Torture's back. I'm going to actually pause this real quick to reset fraps because I'm starting to get a little lag and make sure it's still synced. So hold on.